So this comment touches on something that almost got me kicked out of university. Well, not university, but out of a class, actually. They said, I didn't realize as an adult there would be so much resistance to authenticity. People are bothered by it to an unreasonable degree. Is it just me? So first of all, it's definitely not just you. Like, not at all. I know that there are tons of us, especially here on this platform, the people who resonate with my content. A lot of us are truth oriented. And so it is honestly traumatic having been raised in an environment that not only says that they want honesty and truth, but actively punishes it and brutalizes the people who dare follow what they are asking for. It's actually so crazy. So to tell you the story of how I almost got kicked out of a university class, this was in one of my senior classes. We were doing research and we had to present the research and present our opinion on, not our opinion, but our position based on the research that we were doing for our project. Now, the teacher said to us, and this was in front of the entire class, some of my classmates will remember this interaction. She said to us, even if you're not 100% certain, you have to present the information like you are certain and like you are confident. So you can't say things like maybe, or it seems like, or perhaps. You have to say it like it is 100% truth. Now, everyone else in the class is nodding their head. Yeah. I was the only one who asked, why? Why do we have to do that? That's not honest. And she said, well, because if you do that, then you'll be able to persuade everybody else that what you're saying is the truth, and that's how you'll win the grants, and that's how you get the job. And I just was kind of pulling it back, and I'm asking them, this was what I said, and this is where she started to get frustrated when I was trying to articulate this. You guys let me know if this is bullshit and if it makes no sense. But I told her, we have countless examples of people being confident and not having any idea what they're actually talking about. So we have all seen that being confident is not a 100% tell for competence. They are not. In fact, it almost seems like they're connected, but I dare say they're divorced. They have no connection whatsoever. In fact, the most confident people I've seen are almost the most incompetent. Like, they don't know how bad they are, and so they are like more confident than the people who are very competent but also understand that they don't know everything. And so they speak with a kind of humility that only comes from experience and knowledge. But it's so backwards how it seems like the world rewards people who can pose confident, who didn't have to have the substance, because if you have the substance, you're weighed down by a subtle form of doubt and questioning. But I tried articulating this to her. I tried saying, why do we have to act confident if we know that confidence and competence aren't connected? One of my classmates saw the teacher was getting frustrated, and so they chimed in. They were like, well, because that's how you win the job, and that's how you beat the people you're competing against. And I started to lose my patience, and I was telling him, I'm like, okay, I get that. I get that. That's how you win. I understand that that's how you win. That's not what I'm saying, though. What I'm saying is, why are we setting this as a victory condition when we know that the person who wins doesn't actually have what their confidence is allegedly communicating? Do you see what I'm saying? And then I didn't take it this far. I shut up because I didn't want to get kicked out of class. But what I wanted to tell the teacher was, it almost feels like this is like morally wrong, because you're encouraging us to be dishonest for the sake of personal gain. And if that's the case, is it any question why, if that's what the educational system is doing to us, is it any question why we have leaders who don't know what they're doing but will pretend like they do so that they can line their pockets, so that they can get rich, so that they can get the following? Is it any question, do you see what I'm saying? Is like, they were so focused on the outcome. I was more looking at the mechanism and the peripheral consequences of us doing this. But nobody in that room could really see what I was saying. The teacher, this was honestly one of the biggest heartbreaks I had with academia. Nobody could engage me in that conversation. And again, maybe I'm wrong here. I'd love for TikTok, I'd love for you guys to chime in and let me know where you stand on it and what you think. If maybe I'm wrong and maybe what I'm saying makes no sense whatsoever. But this touches on authenticity. I think it would make more sense for us to be honest about where we stand and what we actually believe and what we're actually seeing, rather than manipulating the truth for the sake of a job, money, social prestige, right? For the outcomes. But because even if we get that outcome, the peripheral consequence is we're in a position that we have no business being in. We're receiving things we have no business receiving. And to some people, they're like, hey, well, that's how you win. I'm gonna win. I get that. I totally get that. I respect that, actually. I'm not against that, because this is the game that you've been pushed into playing. So I don't even blame you for it. But what I'm saying is, can we at least look at the game that we've set up? right? Like, it doesn't have to be this way. We don't have to overvalue the people who can posture and pretend to be confident. Hell, the people who are truly competent, they inevitably have a bit of doubt behind them. Inevitably. It's inevitable because you understand that you don't know everything and you're looking at the possibilities and you're looking at all of the options, and the truth is never black or white. It's never I'm 100% sure or I'm absolutely wrong. It's usually like, okay, these are the things that I'm strong on and that I'm certain of, but also these are these points of doubt, and all of it can be questioned and challenged, right? All of it can be questioned and challenged. Anyway, I'd love to talk about this some more, but this person is not alone. I know that they're not alone.